Welcome back to Talk of the Town. We are joined by Miss Linda Green, Miss Joan Schramm, and we are talking about a wonderful new support group, cancer support group through St. Luke's Church. Now, you all met by singing in the choir together.
Yes. We did.
And so tell us a little bit about, I don't know who wants to start, but you're undergoing chemo right now for cancer. Right. How long have you been in treatment?
For this round, I've been in treatment just about a year.
A year.
I was diagnosed a year ago. I had treatments, cancer 5 years ago, and then was supposed to be good. But we decided that we needed some kind of a support group in the community to help both cancer patients and caregivers, which Linda has done, and families. Yeah. And what we're trying to do is help people in terms of communicating with each other, finding support within the community, investigating alternative methods to get nutrition. And
I mean, it's one thing to say, oh, okay, when so-and-so, had cancer, this is what we did. But when you say that, I've been there and you've been in the trenches and you can share your experience rather than your opinion. I find lots of people like to share their opinions about things they have no experience with, right? Oh. I've been guilty of it. Wanting to be helpful, right? Yeah. That's so helpful. Yeah. So, Linda, you were a caregiver for your husband.
Yes.
And so how long were you his caregiver? And
well, for 5 years. He was diagnosed in November of 2013, but then he became cancer-free, and he'd been cancer-free for the 5 years. So, it all worked out. And then, but as a result of the chemotherapy and the radiation and everything that he did, it affected his heart. So it does affect other things. People don't really know that.
Exactly, something to just talk about it. And you all are just you're not doing Zoom. I mean, you've had a couple of Zooms, but you're doing this in person.
Yes,
and you have really great reason for that. Tell us a little bit about that, Ms. Joan.
I think that people who have cancer need to interact with other people in person. They need the support, they need the community. And a lot of times they are cut off when they get a diagnosis of cancer because people don't know how to deal with them. They don't know what to say. They don't know how to treat them. They're afraid to, they might contaminate them with some kind of a disease. Sure. And you've got to live your life.
That's what you're saying. You're saying that there's a shift. Yeah. There's a shift that happens when you're diagnosed. Tell us a little bit about that for you.
When you get over the shock, your priorities have changed. And you start looking at life a little bit differently. But I think you also want to do something to help other people. Yeah. And that's kind of been the motivation for me, to find a way to help people. I'm fortunate I have a husband and a son with me. We live down here full time now. But there are people out there that are totally alone. And there is no group to really help them. There is nobody. When I finished part of my treatments, I wasn't referred to anybody to get support because there is nothing in our community. One person told me about a place, but it's in Savannah. And that's
so when's it going to meet? When does it start? Let's get those details out there because this is really, really important.
We start September the 10th. Okay. We will meet the second and fourth Thursday of the month at 1:30. You don't have to have a permanent membership or anything. Call the church. Call St. Luke's Church on Pope Avenue and tell them you want to come, and give them your name and phone number, and we're more than happy to have you there.
That's so perfect. Just to put faces together with this. And then, my experience with some of the support groups has been that when you meet someone in person, you can then communicate via text. Or you can, and just having those little touches. And so what are you looking forward to most with getting this started?
I'm looking forward to connecting with people and also connecting them with groups within the community. We already have Hope for Living, which is a physical therapy group aimed at cancer patients willing to come in and do some programs for us and communicate with people. I want people to find out who else is out there that can help them. And certainly if you're doing something and you want to help
So it's a support group. It's also a network. It's a network that y'all are building. Oh, this is so exciting. This is so wonderful. And it it helps keep away, you don't think about your own problems when you think about someone else. That's been my experience with it. Yeah. I love that. Well, we want to keep up with you, so please come back. Please come back.
We will.
We'd love to. All right, wonderful. We'll be right back with more Talk of the Town.